Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Independent Unity Reacts. I am your host, Johnny, and today we're going to be reacting to an interview. That's right, it's not a song. We're doing an interview. It's a very short one, though. It's only like 8 minutes. It's an interview with Ren by Under the Spotlight. Or, no, I'm sorry. Well, no, yeah, whatever. It's an interview with Ren, and I'm pretty sure it's, is that Sam Tompkins next to him? I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. No. I don't know who this dude is. We're just watching the interview. Let's get into the interview.
Hey guys, I'm Sam. I'm here with my boy Ren, and I'm going to be speaking today.
Okay, I was right. It is him, I think.
Can you not say yo? Because it's really thrown me off. It's really thrown me off. Right. Sorry.
Ren, take one, scene one.
Hey guys, I'm Sam. This is my boy Ren, and we're going to be speaking today for Scott's Menswear. So Ren, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going all right, mate.
Been
bit cold.
Been a bit of a terrible year, hasn't it?
It's been such a bleak start.
It's been so bad. But it's true though.
You
can't avoid it. You can't avoid it. It's the facts. Yeah, sorry for getting deep, but I mean that is the case.
Yeah. We are in pandemic.
Would you say that's like affected your, I don't know, like your musicianship at all? Has it affected your creativity?
It's weird. I think we just all adapt, don't we? Like to what comes. So like, yeah, in the sense that we're not out busking all the time. I'm not busking with you. I'm not busking with the boys. I'm not playing shows. Like that is basically like the main thing that feeds you as a musician. But then you just have to change what you're doing. So I'm like writing a lot more at home, going to the studio a lot more. Yeah, it's just kind of that. You just kind of take what it is. It's so weird how something as big as this gets normalized. It's made me like realise so much how we take for granted just being able to see somebody, because never in a million years would you imagine a situation where you can't go and give like your family love when something like that happens.
It's like,
dude, Ren's not wrong. You never in a million years would have thought it would have been like that, right? Yeah, dude, 2020 was crazy. I mean, I don't get to see my family much as it is because I live like really far from most of my family, so I'm pretty much up here alone. So I kind of get the whole not being able to hug people thing. It's like that for me almost all the time because most of all my family's in a whole nother state. So when the pandemic hit, though, it didn't really affect me as much as it did most people. I mean, I did not like the fact that you couldn't really go where you wanted to. I didn't like that. I didn't really like being told what to do either. Wasn't a big fan of that. Obviously, I have a mask on, so everyone's going to assume I'm some sort of left-wing crazy person, and I'm a member of Antifa or some shit like that, but I'm not. I'm just a regular dude who wears the mask for part of... I said for fart. For part of my attire, okay? And it's not like I do this just to troll you guys, although I do a little bit feel like it's kind of trolling, but it is what it is. But... dude, it sucks to not be able to hug people. It really does. That took a big toll on a lot of people mentally, and a lot of people are still stuck there. They're not out of it yet.
Like, if you told me, like, this is a classic line, I'm sure everyone said this, but if you told me last year that that would have been an eventuality that I would have had to deal with, or you would have had to deal with this year.
Our lifetime.
Like, even in our lifetimes, at any point before last March, I would have gone, you are absolutely having a laugh. Like, no way. Like, because, like, what could come about and do that to us? But it's the case. So do you think that...
you know, it's really nice there. Are they in Britain then? I believe they are. It's really nice there where he's at in Brighton. I've heard it's really, like, rainy and cloudy there, and it's, like, always just super, like, dismal. But it looked real nice there.
With everything that's happened, the way you approach music... and like over the last 6 months, because in this country we've been like, it's been very up and down, our situation. Do you think that your music reflects the time that you made it in, or do you think that it's more like you wanted to avoid that and just make something that's really special that can last forever and can be in any time?
I think for me, like, yes and no, because I had like you know this, because I was like really sick with Lyme disease for like 8 years. I spent the majority of those 8 years in a bedroom anyway, like locked inside the bedroom. The only difference with this time and then was then I felt horrible. I felt like I had all these really bad symptoms. I was feeling terrible all the time. So a lot of my writing during that time was about being in isolation with an illness. And this time it's like, that's why I was like, it was like, I'm feeling great, yes, I'm gonna go back to the real world. It's like, nah, back in the room. I was like,
Yeah, nah, back to the room, Ren.
feeling great, yes, I'm gonna go back to the real world. It's like, nah, back in the room. I was like, oh, cool life, thanks, man. But like, but now it's a different situation because I'm in isolation, but I have a fully capable body. I'm not suffering with all these symptoms all the time, so it's like a different thing. But like, writing wise, it's like a lot of my work has been quite centered around that, around like feeling kind of like isolated and cut off.
So he's almost writing from a prisoner's standpoint. He's always like isolated, cut off from the world. Even before the pandemic, he was, because of the sickness of the Lyme disease.
There are so many people that are going through those chronic illness things that need to hear that there are stories of people that are moving past it, because like when I was in it, all I wanted to do was seek out stories of people who had gotten better.
Yeah.
Because like that's what
Of course.
made me feel like
Motivates
it was the life was worth hanging on for, because I was like, oh, so if that person can do it, then maybe I can do it. And like now that I've gotten to a place where I'm like not only gotten out of this like nightmare that I was living in, but also then managed to build somewhat of a successful career for
Man,
myself.
you've done
It's
so
like,
well.
I would like
He's like, man, you've done so well. He kind of looks sad, like, I wish I was doing that well. It's like, nah, you're doing pretty good, man.
somewhat of a successful career for
Man, you've
myself.
done
It's
so
like,
well.
I would like that to be reflected rather than me just still writing songs about isolation. Like, I'd like that to be reflected and bring a bit more of a message of hope and stuff.
Of course.
But yeah, like you're saying, like, you don't have to be sick to listen to it and then relate to it.
Yeah.
So like, even at a time like at the moment, like mental health problems have well shot up for people who are just inside all the time. So I almost feel responsible for people who are listening to me to sort of give them something that's a little bit more hopeful than just like, I'm ready off about this situation,
Yeah, man. I think that's like really natural as well. It's like when you go through something like that. Obviously, I can't relate, but obviously I've seen what it's done to you as a person, how it's made you grow. And I remember that summer when it was 2018, when we had that summer when everything kind of kicked off for us, like with the blind-eyed stuff. I always thought that was real special to be able to be part of that with you, like, because I remember we were sat in some restaurant once and we'd just been shared on Instagram by Alfie Days and Zoe, and our Instagram was going mental, like, and we were like, oh my god, and I remember us looking at each other and going like, this is so sick.
But it was so cool because you were a like busking musician, like started as well, and I knew how much it meant for you, and you knew how much it meant for me to be like sat there being like,
Oh look,
things are blowing up for us right now. Like, what?
And then we started seeing the.
That's really cool when you start to see the numbers roll in from all the hard work, the raw data, and you start to see them go up and up and up and up, and your esteem level goes up with it too. Like if you drop a video that flops, dude, you're not feeling good that day. And if you say you are, you're a liar. I dare any reactor to say, yeah, I drop a video that flops and I feel great about it. Like, no, you don't. No, you don't.
Videos and like all the videos were doing really well, but it was more like it was being able to experience that so by chance, and like all the stuff that happened, like all of it was so by chance. Like none of it was none of it was like prepared for.
No.
Literally, the only thing was prepped was the music video we made for the original version of Blind Eyed that we'd made 2 years ago, but we just sat on that for ages.
And we never really thought that it was going to be like this big.
Never,
thing
man.
That, like,
we just got up one morning and just decided to go for a bus.
Isn't it crazy how that works out? You never think the one thing you do is going to be it. Like you always strive for like this goal in life to become whatever it is you want to be. But like the thing to get there is always something you never thought it would be. Like the stepping stone you need to get to the point you're trying to get to, it's always something that you never thought it would be. You know? Like you might take this one road to get there, and that road is full of just like garbage, bro. There's cars broke down in the way. You can't get through. But then all of a sudden something just out of nowhere. It's almost like a Uber driver just squeaks his way in there, picks you up, and drives you to your destination. It's so crazy. I never thought doing YouTube reactions would kind of be my thing, but it kind of is. So it's like, okay, here we are. This is the little Uber driver picking me up on my way to my destination. And I like how Ren was like, dude, we had no idea that song was going to be that good. Because they just wrote it and were like, yeah, it's probably like, sounds like all the other stuff we do, you know, so hopefully it sells a little bit and like it blows up. It just, you never know. You never know. Keep chasing your dreams, people.
But I think the coolest thing about that was like, if that had just happened to me, it probably wouldn't have been as cool because like I knew for a fact how much you were striving to make that happen, and you knew for a fact for with me, even though I wasn't pushing it, like how much it meant to have come out of this illness, and then like the thing that I've wanted to do my whole life suddenly starts manifesting. So I was like, I had this being like to see how happy it was making you, and then you to see how happy it was making me. That was well cool.
I remember those times when we'd pull up with our wheelbarrow with the amp inside it.
Yeah, literally walking
and
around
like
with a
walking
wheelbarrow.
around with a wheelbarrow, but everyone in Brighton would see us and stop us and be like, hey, are you doing the bus later? Yeah, I'm going to come down. And then there'll be like, by the end of the summer, there'd be like 600, 700 people on the street. We'd have the police there having to lock it off. And that felt like, and talking about...
I remember there was that day where we turned up because we were always a little bit late. The whole
everyone
street
just looked at us.
Was there waiting for us, and there was like no joke, it's like close to 1,000 people. Police on either side of it, and we were like, this is just from an Instagram story that we put like
an hour ago.
Yeah,
and that's how powerful.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But it's awesome. That's cool, man. That sounds really cool. I really wish I could just be there to show up to one of these like busking events. Like, even if it's just for an Instagram story, I don't care. I'll be there.
It became, and like I'll treasure that always because I think that like experience, as you said, like experiencing that on our own would have been really like really cool. But like you wouldn't. It's nice to know that throughout my life, if I ever want to like kind of talk about that, I'll always have someone who literally understands it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if I'd done that on my own and like told it to people, like no one would truly understand or appreciate
that feeling.
The industry kind of, I feel like we helped like change things for young. I think a lot of people look at it. I've seen people cover Blind Eyed, like busking and stuff, like people actually covering that.
Being a musician, sometimes it looks like a little bit unattainable because you've got all these, especially when you've got all these flashy music videos, fancy cars, like people in that has been like a standard of pop music for a while. So when you see just like a video of two kids out on the street looking a little bit scruffy with a guitar playing it, and then also being able to be successful online, like it makes this all of a sudden makes it accessible. So if you're a kid from like, you know, me, like broke kid growing up, you go, oh cool, I could just do that. All I need to do is grab a guitar and learn, get out on the streets, and I can actually do that. Like I don't have to have this big like flashy show. And I think that's why it went down really well, because there was no bells and whistles.
That was it, man. Well, it's been really sick speaking to you, man. I really, really appreciated it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, cool. Sweet.
That was cool, man. It's really cool to get to see. Really, that's the first time I've really got to hear Ren actually speak, like have a coherent sentence that wasn't a part of a song. So that was kind of cool. It was really neat to hear the background about how they pull these busking sessions together, and how they just throw them up like an hour before, you know, it happens, because they're just recording it for an Instagram story, which is crazy. Hey, there's like a couple hundred people want to get together so we can record an Instagram story. Yo, they dream big, man. They dream big. And it's pretty neat to see his relationship with Sam Tompkins and how they get along, and that they've known each other their whole lives. And so this is an experience that they get to do together, which is even cooler. Because they both have kind of like the same dream, you know, right? To be a big musician. And it's really cool when you get to grow up with that person, strive towards that goal, and reach it together. Not a lot of people get to say that, so that's pretty unique. Guys, I know this is probably like a long-winded video, but like, who cares? If you enjoyed it, smash that subscribe button. Like, comment like underneath, give me some more Ren to react to. I see all you guys' requests, so even if I don't reply back, that doesn't mean I haven't seen it. I have it written down. I have everything. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you all so much for watching. Take it easy. Peace.